What a day to break out the suit. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make this up if you tried. We're going to get into what's causing Tesla stock to fall 6.5% today. It's almost laughable because Tesla has a new bear in town. HSBC says Tesla is a very expensive company. Michael Tyndall rated Tesla stock at the equivalent of a sell with a price target of $146, which represents a downside of more than 30% over Thursday prices. And it happens to be a Michael. You really can't make this up. The caution stems, quote, from the uncertainty around the timing of commercialization of Tesla's varied ideas, the analyst said. Quote, we see considerable potential in Tesla's prospects and ideas, but we think the timeline is likely to be longer than the market and valuations reflect. Still, Tesla is more than just an auto company, they said. EVs may be the main driver of revenue and profits at the moment, but taking the company at its word, the future for Tesla is about robots, autonomous vehicles, energy storage, and supercomputers. Many of these ideas, however, are in the concept stage, the analyst said. It seems clear that there is a fair degree of hope in the current share price. That is the part that is laughable because let's be honest here. That's not true. If you look at Tesla's forward PE for 2024 at around 50, well, that's not expensive considering Tesla is growing EPS at over 30% for multiple years now. Consider this. Interest rates are 5.5%. Interest rates come down. Tesla raises prices, keeps your monthly payments the same. While Tesla's valuation is going to become a lot cheaper. I don't think there's any hope or hype or good things baked in for robots, autonomous vehicles, energy storage, or really anything else at that point. They say Elon Musk is both a liability and an asset. Having a charismatic and convincing CEO supports that hope element on Tesla's valuation. His global fame has awarded the company a customer awareness that far outweighs money spent in marketing and advertisement, which they call a tangible benefit. But Musk's prominence represents a considerable single-man risk, the analyst said. The analyst worked with the assumption that full self-driving, Tesla's suite of advanced driver assistance systems for urban driving, the Dojo supercomputer, and the Optimus robot all become successful by the end of the decade. We think, however, that the expected cost of capital for these businesses should be well above Tesla's average given the regulatory and technological challenges they face, the analyst says. So in a nutshell, what the analyst had to say on Tesla was actually very positive. The entire report was positive, but they happened to hit the stock with a sell rating and $146 price target, and Tesla is falling almost 7%. So with all of that being said, we have a lot more to get into throughout this video, including the real reason why I think Tesla is actually falling over 6% today. I think it has very little to do with what we just went over. But that's the obvious reason why everyone is going to sit here and say Tesla stock is falling 6% today. No. It goes a lot deeper than that. And I think a lot of you guys will find that as a big surprise. We have a lot of other breaking news as well to get into. Tesla has raised prices. We are seeing some interesting activity in the options market today for Tesla stock. And we did get a bond auction that caused your stocks to plummet that I think you should hear about as well. We have a lot. That's the tip of the iceberg. We need to go ahead and get into it. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because they are free 99. Consider sharing this video with a friend, a buddy, a pal that needs to hear it. If you want to take it a step further and come support the channel, well, you can join to become a member here on YouTube. Or if you guys want to come grow, come learn, come trade with us, get access to all of the trades that I make almost every single day, every time I make them, link down below in the description of this video. Come ask us questions, come learn. If you're curious, you just want to grow in a community, that's a great place for you. Check it out. Link down below in the description of this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. Local officials in Mexico have released a rendering of the updated highway and new access ramps that will be built to help accommodate Tesla's Giga Mexico factory entrance. They plan on widening the highway. Tesla filed 2 new Cybertruck-related trademarks on November 3rd for 2 marks. The filing is for, quote, automobiles, off-road vehicles, pickup trucks, electronically powered motor vehicles, and structural parts therefore. Not exactly sure what that means. Maybe you guys can provide some commentary down below in the comment section, but nonetheless, I'll take it. Tesla has added a new supercharger location in East Point, Georgia, that has about 16 stalls. Swedish EV maker Polestar trims delivery forecasts and halves the margin target. In May of 2023, Polestar was estimating 80,000 deliveries for 2023, and now Polestar cut that down to 60,000. That's almost a 30% reduction in your guidance. Polestar also expects a 2% margin, which is down from their 4% margin previously. Eugene Lee 3 on X posted these photos that says going to Texas Gigafactory, all wrapped. OEM Tesla official wrap. And here you can see some of these pictures, and that's certainly what it looks like to me. Tesla has increased the price of the Model Y long range in China by about 2,500 won, about $355 US, and there is no price change for other trims. Tesla has also increased the price of the Model 3 long range in China by 1,500 won, about $206 US, and again, there's no price change for any other trim. So this price change was not exactly the jump we were expecting, but again, I don't even think Wall Street was really expecting to see a price increase at all. You would have had to been one of us, a retail investor that pays very close attention to Tesla each and every single day, to even know that Tesla was planning on raising prices Thursday. The real reason why I think Tesla stock is down 6% today is this: tax loss harvesting. This is something that will get a lot more attention later on throughout the month of November and December, but it works a little like this. If you have gains in certain stocks and losses in certain stocks, well, instead of paying taxes on your gains, if you sell your losses for a loss, that will offset your gains. So perversely, if you're still even bullish on a stock, you can sell that stock 30 days later, repurchase that stock for what a lot of people hope is around the same price, if not even lower, and then you have a position again, and now you don't have to pay taxes on your gains. As you can see from this chart, hedge funds and institutions tend to do the most tax loss harvesting in October and then November. So there is tax loss harvesting going on from hedge funds and institutions, but retail investors tend to do the second most tax loss harvesting in November and the most tax loss harvesting in December. Now let me tell you why this makes a lot of sense to me. Tesla stock's currently trading at $208.85. That means if you were an individual that bought Tesla in between, June and now, well, you're probably down on your position. So there's a lot of individuals within the last 4 months or so, 5 months or so, that are down on their positions. Maybe not down a whole lot, but still down. That means you could have bought at the high of around $299 until now. If you bought, including myself, you would be down on your new positioning. That's very different from a lot of your Magnificent 7 stocks. A lot of those stocks are still trading close to their all-time highs, if not their 2023 highs. So out of big tech, Tesla is one of the only stocks that makes sense to actually tax loss harvest. And then you just add on to that, 2024 Wall Street doesn't have the best things in the cards for Tesla. Expectations are pretty dang low. Elon Musk just crushed a lot of people's hopes and dreams by saying the Cybertruck's going to take 15 to 18 months or so to actually be accretive in a positive way to Tesla's earnings, Tesla's margins. That's not exactly what people wanted to hear. So I think some people are under this narrative that 2024 might not be the greatest year. Tesla stock is falling here now, down to some of the lowest points it's been at. If you didn't tax loss harvest when the stock was at the 190s, now is maybe a good time to do so. And then if we get a pullback towards the end of this year, really within the next 30 days or so, maybe you could buy back the stock for cheaper. I think that's a flawed narrative. I think that's a possible narrative, but I think it's a flawed narrative. I think you will regret any shares you sell in Tesla over the next coming years. My personal opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. Contact one if you're in need of education on how these things work or the historical performance of Tesla. But that's probably what is happening today. And really, that's what explains the 6% drop to me. It's not HSBC giving Tesla stock a sell rating, initiating coverage with a $146 price target. That doesn't make sense to me to explain a 6% drop in a $700+ billion company. This photo was shared to X and says, "Winter is coming." And look at that. That is a beautiful sight to behold. S&P Mobility says affordability tops charging and range concerns in slowing EV demand. Quote, although range anxiety and the charging network remain reasons to hesitate, a recent global survey of customers showed that potential EV buyers are more concerned about the impact to their wallet. And I think this chart explains that very well and should be a reason to actually be bullish on Tesla heading into 2024. This is a chart of March 2022 until now, from when the Fed started raising rates, the interest rate, the APR for new vehicles, and the average monthly payment. Back in 2019, 2020, even until really Q2 of 2021, the average payment was less than $600, was around $550. But think about this. Tesla, during that period of time, had a market share of over 60%, around 65, 67% of all EV vehicles were Teslas sold in that time. And do you know what the Model Y was going for during that period alone? Over $60,000. That's like $20,000 higher than today's prices. But the payment today, even though a Model Y is in the $40,000 range, is $736 a month. So when rates do come down in 2024, Tesla can raise prices again and have your monthly payment actually come down. That's the ultimate checkmate that firms like HSBC are not even considering as a possibility. That's why I'm bullish for 2024. Lucid has finally announced the introduction of Range Exchange, a vehicle-to-vehicle V2V adapter available for purchase first for US customers that will enable Lucid Air owners to directly charge other electric vehicles. Volkswagen aims to bring an under $35,000 electric vehicle to the US market in 3 to 4 years, a senior Volkswagen executive said on Thursday. I also think another reason why Tesla stock is selling off today is this. GM's Cruise slashes contractor roles after driverless car suspension. Quote, Cruise has made the difficult decision to reduce a portion of the contingent workforce that supported driverless ride-hail operations. Those cuts included those who help with cleaning vehicles, fleet charging, and fielding customer support inquiries. This sounds like a big setback for Cruise, and when you read this article, which I recommend you guys do, it sounds like Cruise is not going to be operating in the capacity in which they were previously for probably a long time. And as I have said before, you want to see Cruise be successful if they're one of the first to market. It's going to make it a lot easier for Tesla to bring their robotaxis to network and at a much larger scale. Cruise and Tesla, there's really not going to be a competition because Tesla is going to launch basically everywhere and Cruise is not going to be able to do that. But if Cruise is having these problems, then it does ultimately set back Tesla as well. And if you're investing in Tesla for the robotaxi network specifically, well, I think a lot of people, they are. This is bad news today. Model 3 production at Giga Shanghai in October was 28,000. That's excellent and 8,000 higher than I expected. This could mean more exports for Q1, or it could mean more China sales in Q4. Ideally, the next weekly insurance number should be at least 16,100 in total, with 5,500 plus Model 3 deliveries. This comes from Troy TSLA. Sawyer Merritt reposts Troy TSLA and says, quote, "As I've said before, the new Model 3 production ramp at Giga Shanghai has been Tesla's smoothest and quickest in its history. Q4 should be a record." So the lower Tesla stock is today could really set us up for a big upside surprise coming next quarter for your quarterly delivery number. That's something I think worth mentioning as well. And when you get these opportunities, you really have to take advantage of them. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 5 more shares to add to the position, because, I mean, it's not every day you see Tesla down 5.5%. And at these prices, I think Tesla is really priced for not great things in 2024, and I highly disagree with that. So I have to put my money where my mouth is. Don't buy if you're scared for 2024. This is not a recommendation. This is literally what I am doing, but that's just me. So come to your own conclusions. Let me also just point out the obvious here. This is one of my smaller portfolios. I have most of my other big positions in TD Ameritrade, but this is the portfolio I've been trying to build out as of lately. I mean, Tesla's down 5.5%. AbbVie, the company that makes Botox, and Humira, the world's best-selling drug, is down 4% today. Fubo is down over 7%. SoFi is down over 8%. Crocs, the shoemaker, is down 2.5%. DraftKings down 3%. Dollar General is down another 1% today. It's not exactly the greatest day for anything that is risk on. Young Joe Biden said today he supports the UAW's efforts to unionize workers at Tesla and Toyota. Tesla is getting around the Swedish port strike by importing their cars via car carriers, and there's a bunch of them traveling on the same stretch of highway. Tesla has got to be one of the best problem solvers that the world has ever seen. Taking a quick gander at the option activity today, you have seen about 700 orders totaling $157.35 million with a positive order value of 42%. These are hedge fund and institutional trades. These are large trades. These are not trades retail investors are putting on their portfolios or on Tesla stock. Now, take a look at November 10th, this Friday's expiration. 57.66% of the volume is on the call side, 42.34% is on the put side. Next week's option expiration of November 17th is even more bullish, with 58.69% of the volume today being calls and 41.31% of the volume today being puts. This news alert from Trading Economics says the yields on long-term treasuries rose sharply on Thursday after a 30-year bond auction saw weak demand. The 10-year yield rose as much as 11 basis points today, and the 30-year Treasury rose about 12.5 basis points. So this is also not affecting your risk on kind of stocks. Initial jobless claims that came in at 8:30 in the morning today came in a little bit below expectations, around 217,000. The expectation was in between 218,000 and 220,000. Fed Bostic, Fed Barkin both spoke today, as well as Fed Jerome Powell. Fed Bostic, Fed Barkin had some pretty bullish things, pretty dovish things to say. We're going to discuss what Fed Jerome Powell said in the next video at 9 p.m. tonight, so stay tuned to the channel for that one. Tomorrow's also going to be a pretty big day for data. We really didn't get any data this week that could move the markets, and tomorrow you're going to get some data reports that will move the markets. And we'll go over that at 9 p.m. as well. Tesla's global inventory numbers today showing a downtick for the Model Y, slight upticks for the Model X and the Model S, and Model 3 inventory remaining pretty much unchanged at about 1,300, by far the lowest as far as total inventory numbers. Google Trends data also looks very good today, with seeing a sharp uptick in Model Y search trends, a slight uptick in Model 3 search trends, and the Cybertruck staying roughly the same, just overall elevated search trends compared to what we've seen previously. Tesla continues to advertise around 300 ads, a majority of these being in the US, some being for Europe, and some energy products like the Powerwall being heavily promoted in Australia. A quick look at Tesla's technicals will show the last 4 days before today, you were actually seeing a lot of demand where we're currently trading at, in between around 220 and on the low side about 215. Investors were buying Tesla stock in this range. It seems like today you broke under that. Now you're in kind of no man's land where you could bounce up from here. You could still retake the 200-day moving average, but that would not necessarily be my base case. I would now expect Tesla stock could trade down to 200, if not even lower. This is simple. The markets have been going pretty vertical, right? You've seen green day after green day after green day after green day. Not to just reference the band Green Day, you've seen a lot of green for our markets. And it seems logical that we will get some red days from here. Now, Tesla's red days are usually worse for Tesla than for the broader markets. So, with that logic being in mind, you probably trend down to where you were previously in the 190 range. Again, it is possible that Tesla could retake that 200-day moving average, as you did have a lot of demand here previously, but that would not be my base case expectation. Odds are you will have a chance to buy Tesla stock cheaper, and that's why I only bought 5 shares today in this video. I plan to buy a lot more. If Tesla stock does fall more, I will buy more shares. You don't want to go all in on any one given day. Tesla stock goes up, it goes down. You want to be able to buy on those down days. The redder, the better for long-term investors. And if things do not go as according to planned, if the data does worsen, if inflation comes in hot next week, if the markets hold on to what Fed Jerome Powell said today, potentially stocks go lower from here. And that could be Tesla as well. Good news is if you are a bull looking for a short-term move higher, the RSI is at 37.93, considerably under 50, so you are definitely on the oversold side. The MACD is still bullish, only seeing a slight downtick here on the day today. So let me know what you are doing with your Tesla positions. Are you buying more? Are you tax loss harvesting? Are you just holding and kind of waiting to see what happens next? Let me know what you are doing down below in the comment section, and why do you ultimately think Tesla stock fell 6% today? Do you think one event or catalyst was bigger than another, or do you think it's kind of a culmination of HSBC, the UAW comments from young Joe Biden? Do you think it's also the combination of interest rates going higher? What do you think is truly affecting Tesla stock today? Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel on your way out. Again, if you guys would like to come trade with us live in real time, link down below in the description of this video. Or if you just want to support the channel, give a couple dollars a month. That's always an option. It just helps make these videos a little bit more possible. You can join to become a member. I try to respond to each and every single one of those comments as quickly as I can. If I miss them, hey, I'm human, I miss them, but I do try to get back to everyone, especially those of you guys that are members here on the channel. So thank you for watching. My name is Michael Tyler. I will see you in the next one.